Hi there everyone, welcome back to Curious Minds. I'm Smita, and if you are already a subscriber to our channel, you're probably surprised to see me here, but today we decided to change things a little bit, so I will be recording this video on Mukesh's behalf. And if you are new to our channel, thank you for tuning in to Curious Minds. So in today's video, we are going to talk about what are the ways that you can get a job offer in Canada, either before you have moved here or you're still in the process of applying for your permanent residency or work permit or whatever it may be. So in today's video, we're going to talk about 8 different ways that you can go about this process. And throughout the video, I'm also going to give you various tips about how to make this process easier. So make sure you stay tuned in till the end of the video. Alright, so this is the summary about what we're going to discuss today. Now we understand that the biggest hurdle most people go through before they move here or apply for permanent residency or work permit is to get a job offer from a Canadian employer. Now if you're looking for a job before you apply for PR, I know it's even more important to get that offer because it will give you 50 extra points towards your CRS score, which will eventually increase your chances of getting the invitation to apply and therefore the PR. And as many of you know, both me and Mukesh still work in US, so unfortunately we won't be able to give you any first-hand experience about how to go about this job search, but we have talked to a lot of people who have moved here from US and from several different countries, and we put together this information that we found online along with the information that we have gathered from our friends and neighbors here. So the first and the easiest tool is networking. Try to contact people you know who are already working in Canada. May it be your family members, friends, colleagues who have moved here recently. Talk to them about how the job situation in Canada is and what companies are hiring and what kind of jobs are available. Networking with these people will help you get a general idea about how the job situation is. You could also use social media websites like LinkedIn and Facebook to connect with people who are already working in your profession and you think will be able to help you with the job search or even help you with a recommendation in their companies. If you are already in Canada, think of going to career fairs where you can directly connect with the employers and HR managers. This will definitely help you expedite your job search. The second tool you can use is sign up with a recruiting agency or a headhunter. Now the difference between these two is the recruiting agency will be able to fill up multiple job positions in a company, whereas the headhunter is only allowed to fill in one single position. During the research for this video, we found out that a lot of Canadian companies are relying on these headhunters and recruiting agencies to find the right talent. Now keep in mind, these recruiting agencies and headhunters are paid by employers, so you should not be paying for any of these services, and if the company is asking you to pay for these services, that's probably not the right choice for you. And secondly, not all companies are allowed to work with foreign nationals, so make sure you do your research and be careful when you're signing up with one of these companies. So here comes tip number 1. Now, if you're looking for a job offer from a Canadian employer in order to file your permanent residency application, whether that offer is good enough will depend on if the company is able to get a positive LIMA. So, what is LIMA? LIMA is permission from Canada's Ministry of Employment and Human Development of Canada to hire a foreign employee for a job for which no Canadian citizen or a permanent resident can be found. So even if you get a job offer from a Canadian employer, but they are not able to get a positive LIMA for your job position, that job offer unfortunately won't help you towards your PR application. Tool number 3 is contact employers directly. There are multiple companies in Canada who are hiring employees in IT and healthcare businesses right now. So make sure you go on their websites and look for the job listings. Here are some of the companies that are looking for IT and healthcare candidates right now. So let's talk about tool number 4 is register for online job portals. The good news here is that there are multiple websites that will help candidates find the right kind of job offer. But the bad news is there are so many of them that sometimes it could be overwhelming to decide which one to go with. In our research, we found out that Indeed.com seems to be the better of all of them because it compiles the data from all the websites and it's concised in one single place. Some of the online job portals will also give you an option to narrow down your research to a particular location in Canada, or to select what kind of job position you're looking for, either it's part-time or full-time, what kind of salary you're expecting. So having those filters makes the job search much easier. Some of the online job portal websites will also help you creating the right resume for each and every job that you're applying for. And this increases the chances of your application getting selected for an interview. So this brings me to tip number 2, is creating an optimum resume. Now, all of you know that having the right kind of resume is the most important step toward finding a right job. And the country that you're currently working in might have a different format of resume than what they're using in Canada. So make sure you customize your resume to a Canadian format. And most importantly, don't send the same resume to every company. Different job listings have different requirements, so make sure you tailor your resume to whatever they have mentioned in their job listing to increase the chances of your resume getting picked up for the interview. And lastly, many employers refer to LinkedIn for assessing their employee before they hire them. Therefore, if you have a good LinkedIn profile, make sure you list it on your resume. You can find more details how to create the right resume in a Canadian format on this website. Alright, let's move on to tool number 5, and that is signing up with Job Bank. Now, Job Bank is a federal website where both employees depend on to find the right kind of job, and then employers depend on to find the right kind of candidate. This website is completely free for both employees and employers. So once you go on the Job Bank website, make sure you select the advanced option where it will give you more filters to select from, such as location, whether you want to work full-time or part-time, whatever language you want to speak at work, and multiple other filters such as salary and what kind of education you have, etc. And there you have it. That's how you're going to look for a job on Job Bank website. Moving on to the next one. So this brings us to tool number 6, and that is Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. This program allows companies to hire skilled foreign nationals and even international students who want to live and work in Atlantic provinces in Canada. This program is in effect till December of 2021, but candidates must meet their eligibility criteria for one of the programs out of the 3 different programs they have under AIPP. One of the advantages of AIPP is a foreign national who receives a job offer from an employer in Atlantic Canada could get a work permit for 1 year without filing for LIMA. So here's tip number 3, and a very important one, and that is understand the application tracking system. Application tracking system is a software that Canadian employers are using to filter through the thousands of resumes they're getting for a job listing. So what they do is they will put your application through a software even before a recruiter even looks at it. And if you don't have the right keywords that they have mentioned in the job listing, your application may not even get picked up for a recruiter to even look at it. So make sure you do your research before you send the application and a resume in. And here are some of the ways you can beat the application tracking system. Now let's talk about tool number 7, and that is coming to Canada on a tourist visa. Although you won't be able to work on a tourist visa, and if you do so, you might be inadmissible in the future, so I won't recommend doing that. But coming to Canada on a tourist visa and researching the job market and see what kind of jobs are available, whether there are any jobs available in your profession, sounds like a good plan. So our final tool today is come to Canada on a student visa. If you come to Canada as an international student with a study permit, you are allowed to work either on campus or off campus without getting a work permit. Now it all depends on what kind of program you're enrolled in and whether or not you meet the eligibility criteria for off-campus work. Here you can find some more information on that. You will have to get a work permit if your curriculum involves internship or work experience, or if you plan to stay here in Canada and work after graduation. I'm going to leave you with tip number 4, and that is, if you want to find out what the hiring trends in Canada are and you're just curious to know what kind of salary you should expect for your job profession, this is the website you can go to. Now, a disclaimer, this is not a federal website, and therefore the numbers that you see on this website cannot be taken as a gold standard. Depending on what your work experience is, what kind of education you have, these numbers will change drastically, and therefore just consider these numbers as a guideline. And this is it for us for today. So we have covered 8 tools that you can use to find a job offer in Canada, and along with that, I gave you 4 tips to make this search a little bit easier. So this is it for today's video. Thank you for watching till the end. And if you find this information helpful, please give us a thumbs up. This helps to grow our channel. And if you like our videos, make sure you subscribe to our channel. And until I see you again, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.